So say aMSa de-rests and comes to Summit. Who are new and upcoming players you think? Sorry, it's moving as I'm reading it. Who are new and upcoming players you think he'd have trouble with, and who's the best player you think he'd beat right now? So this is aMSa at Summit. Hypothetical. I don't think that he could even travel, but hypothetical. Where do you think aMSa lands right now in Melee's meta?
Everyone comes back. I think he might be top 20. He's gonna
low.
He's gonna have to come back to some events. I mean, it's just really hard. He hasn't competed. Like that's a really big hurdle to try to overcome.
Who do you think's scary for him now? Like who might not have been a threat in 2020? Ben's a good example.
I think Moki and Sensei would be scary.
Moki and Sensei are both really scary. Moki's really good versus Yoshi.
Yeah.
All the Falcons got a lot better, and that's a bad matchup.
I think the fun thing with aMSa is that like we've been saying this since 2014, 2013. Like every time he gets a win, we're like, okay, well, obviously this is the peak, right?
Yeah.
He can't keep doing this. And then he will dip a little bit and then come back and like beat Wizzy or whatever.
Yeah.
He is so amazing at continually taking his character and just like finding ways to prove everyone wrong. So
funnily enough, I think Fox is kind of the nail in that. I think Fox is the character that kind of says to Yoshi, like, no, you're not that good.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think Daki or Fat Goku with enough like prep would be scary.
Fat Goku almost beat aMSa at main stage.
Yeah.
It was game 5 last. I think it was reverse 3-0 if I remember correctly.
That was
or almost.
I forget if it was reverse 3-0 or if he went up 2-1.
Yeah.
It was. I watched it live. It was very close.
It's that's rough. That's Yoshi gets really bad. I think even aMSa said that he thinks Fox is Yoshi's worst matchup. Like I played aMSa at Summit 8, and I literally had not played a good Yoshi in bracket ever, and I pretty convincingly 3-0'd him with just like an hour of Nez warm up. And I really didn't know what I was doing in the matchup at all. And he's really good versus. Like I think he took a game off left earlier. It's just like, no, this is a bad matchup.
Yeah, and like speaking about Fox, the only thing that we saw from aMSa, basically the only thing was that was it Gallant, the original Gallant in January. We saw Shinsuke versus aMSa, the best of 7.
That happened?
Yeah, was it best of 7 or best of 9? Whatever it was.
Best of 7, I think.
Yeah. And Shinsuke ended up winning. That was.
But I will say, like those kind of sets, like aMSa against Shinsuke and like his in-region sets, are very strange.
Right. Shinsuke. I thought you were saying Sensei.
No,
Shinsuke.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember. Okay.
Yeah, I will say, like those are just like very strange sets. Like I don't know how to contextualize his records against other Japanese players. Like he doesn't dominate the region like you'd think someone of his like international playing caliber would, but I don't know if that's because he like doesn't take it as seriously or if it's just like a talent pool thing.
They're just better versus Yoshi. It's a combination of things, but I think the biggest factor is again Yoshi's a mid tier for a reason, or like whatever you want to contextualize, like a low high tier, however you define them. I define that as like mid tiers, then everyone else is just irrelevant to me. There's a reason Yoshi's a mid tier, and when the best player in your region plays that character, everyone's going to know how to play against that character. Because I've consistently seen him drop it to a lot of Japanese players who come to the US and I play them like, yeah, you're solid, but you shouldn't be beating top 10 players, like ever. But they beat him with, and not only they beat him with some regularity. And that's like, and there's 2 top Yoshis there. And so it's just like the character isn't that good. It's just not to take away from him because what he does is genuinely incredible. Like it's actually bizarre how good he is with that character. But if everyone is studying for that character, you're going to struggle significantly more. It's just when you're in America, you're not who the fuck's studying for Yoshi.
Yeah, I will say that like maybe this is me sleeping on aMSa a little. I do think some of the like top 25 on East Coast style like the outside shots or like wild card type players on the East Coast would be a little scary for him. Like I don't know, like if I saw Polish versus like aMSa now in bracket, or even like Zuppy versus Aklo. I wasn't even gonna say Aklo. I was gonna say like Zuppy versus aMSa. I think is like
maybe
kind of feasible.
Yeah, I mean the scary thing is that in like a bracket, in a bona fide super major bracket, we could see scary people play him in a best of 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean I get it, and I will probably do the same thing I do every time he plays, where I'm like, oh no, this is gonna be scary, and then I watch him get 5th place or something. But who knows? I mean, last time we saw him in America for Genesis 7 and Summit, he
And
wasn't.
ninth, I think
Was it ninth or was it? It was
13th or
something-
9th.
Yeah, that
13th maybe.
I forgot if it was 13th or 9th.
Even like playing Faust, like if Faust gets an early rest, I'd be scared for aMSa. I would say Faust can do this easily. I remember Jerry versus aMSa at SmashCon.
I think you're just looking at chat and wanting to guess up Faust because the
Actually, no.
chat.
I just remember the Jerry set from SmashCon. I was like, if I see like any puff, like who's a puff, like who's decent on the East Coast, like I think Faust could just easily rest him, and then you're screwed. I was just trying to think of the first puff that came to mind.
No, I mean,
Like, and
we have
again,
so many puffs, like who could fill that role, right? Faust.
yeah. What about better
or, like,
Faust,
Golden
Komodo?
or Dawson or Komodo.
I'd
Like,
be scared if you played. I forgot Komodo existed. I'd be scared like if any of them. It's just,
Yeah.
especially when you're not competing that much. Like that's
give me
kind of
like
the nature
like-
of Yoshi.
Big House 10 and it's best of 3. Like give me a aMSa versus Komodo, dude. I'm sweating if I'm an aMSa fan.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah, and again, this is not to say like, oh my God, aMSa wouldn't be top 25 East Coast or whatever. It's saying that for someone of his skill level, like there's enough of a chance that these kind of players would potentially beat him in bracket.
If there's that many players that you have a scary time with, I don't see how you're going to be top 10 right now.
Yeah. I mean, this is his whole career, is like consistently proving himself, and again.
Yeah, and it's dope. I have tremendous respect for the guy. Like it's
Yeah,
of
legitimately like very impressive.
I'm saying it goes in ebb and flow, and this is the ebb right now. So he's just gotta show us out.
I feel the same about Axe. It's like I played Axe, dude. I have sets of Axe where the last time we played, or I don't know if the last time or the time before that, there was like a game 5 set at last stock, and I am the first one to admit I did not outplay him. He outplayed me, and my character just better charactered his. There was nothing else about that set. I should not have won.
Who do we like aMSa spread against then? I guess
Falcos. I think the Falcos are pretty. I think Falco Yoshi is a tricky matchup for Falco, and it's not one of Yoshi's worst matchups. So I like that. I do like Puff if the Puff doesn't get an early rest. I think he's going to be pretty good versus all the Mars besides Zane.
How do you feel about Sheik?
I feel like it depends on the Sheik. Like a Spark mold Sheik is going to be tricky, but like a Sheik who like kind of wants to scrap, be aggro, not do a lot of flow charts, that's going to be a lot easier for him, in my opinion.